Welcome. Wanted to cover kind of my day 3/day 4 progress of the Agony Crawler Minion Army build. Um, as I was playing through it, it was working as expected. The Crawler was eating through pretty much all the trash mobs, anything yellow and below. But the thing I started noticing um, as I was kind of using it, and I was using Cobra Lash to generate my poisons. I was finding that the skeletons, basically raise skeleton or summon skeletons, was killing everything so fast. I mean, they were just ripping through the entire maps, all of them, that I never actually really got around to using my crawler. Even though I was hurling enough, and if it Cobra Lash hit a pack, I'd immediately have 30 stacks. The packs were dead before I could even get an attack or two off. So I'm like, well, what if I just self-summons skeletons and put them on steroids? So summon skeletons, give them minion damage, ruthless support, give them physical damage, add feeding frenzy to them. Just what are we looking like damage-wise? And it is absolutely insane what we're getting damage-wise. We're getting I think in the build somewhere around 300,000 damage per skeleton, and that damage is cranked out into um, times 10. So for our active minion limit, which we can push higher, because what we can end up doing is crafting on the helmet, which we'll probably craft on one of these. We'll craft +1 to zombies and skeletons. And then with the minion damage and all that. But, so I had my crawler with Feeding Frenzy, Hypothermia, Damage on Full, Herald of Agony, Vicious Projectiles, had my ring, Mana Reservation allowed me to do Hatred and the Agony Crawler. Everything was good to go. But he wasn't doing anything. And in boss fights, I just dropped Val Summons Skeletons, and by the time they finished spawning, the boss was dead. That was easy all the way up to like T13, T14s. Now I do even T15s and 16s. I just finished a Hydra with 50% extra life and probably did it in about 35-40 seconds. Wish I had this recording. But, so we're self-casting minions now. We've also changed the tree to have 2 golems. So, gives us a lot of extra damage. We're working right now. They're still just kind of 2-linked with Feeding Frenzy. I'm going to kind of rework them to be a 4-link. So we'll have a 4-link zombie, 4-link carrion, 6-link skeletons, and probably a 2-linked. I've got enough space around here. Probably a 2-linked specters. The specters are great. They're just not able to keep up in the barrage. I've tried them on 4-link, and yeah, they're casting, they're shooting, everything's happening great. They're just not really keeping up with the zombies and the skeletons, though. So some build changes, around. We're still doing dual triggering. We're triggering Desecrate, Flesh Offering, and Phase Run. Largely because the Phase Run actually will help you. So when you're in between packs, you can just tap your raise zombies. You'll pop Phase Run. You just get an extra 38% move speed. It's not really a necessity. You will want some way to get phasing. I'm using this for now, and it's fine. I'll probably swap this Jade Flask back out for a phasing flask, and go from there. But because, as you'll see in the video when we run the map here, we're moving quick, and the key thing is you're just blitzing between packs. Because as you're raising zombies, you're desecrating your flesh offering, and then you're convocationing them, the whole pack to you, and casting vulnerability because everything's doing melee damage. So that's just going to cause everything to get maimed, and then they're going to take extra physical. So basically kind of how we have it. One thing I'm going to change on my raised zombies is I'm going to take minion damage and swap it for fortify. We'll lose quite a bit of damage, but I think it'll keep them up. I don't lose all of them. I lose one or two during a fight, like a boss fight when they're up there in the trying to tank everything for us. And I think fortify would keep them sound. So that was the big change, was dropping the crawler, which freed us up a lot on options to go with. We'll be grabbing the new convocation wands, rolling them with plus minions skills and damage on them when we can. That's pretty much how they dropped for me, minus the quality. But let's get into this map. Basically, it's totems, magic, temp and elemental weakness, more life, bloodlines, Durn's charges on hits. So the mobs are going to be tanky, but we're still just going to blitz right through them. So as we can see here, basically just keep our Flask both going, so we get rid of the curses or the debuffs on us, the temp and the elemental weakness. Apparently my kittens decided to play while I was recording. But you can see super fast, super smooth. Hit a pack, basically just run past it. Usually right clicking one time, maybe two. Alright, we'll even get the Soul Legion. It's just kind of badly positioned. We do use bone armor to kind of give us that extra bit of life because we're a little low on life still. We'll get that fixed. I see about 5,500 being the life cap. So not the best Legion, but it's in a bad spot. The other thing to remember is I just changed this build over. So a lot of my skill gems for the various 4-link setups are still about 3 levels lower than what they should be. So, but they're getting there. They're getting caught up. A lot of the physical damage ones, I wasn't raising them because I wasn't planning to be using minions as strong as this. I was going to rely on the crawler for my damage instead of my zombies or skeletons. And that's pretty much how all T15 maps feel boss-wise. Not necessarily the absolute fastest, but also have to remember he had 28% more life. So feels good. I mean, this is a pretty clean and fast map, and we're even dual cursed. Granted, I got Flask to deal with that, but very, very potentially slow and tanky map. Alright, let's just drop summons on him. There he goes. But I'm going to make a video kind of going in more detail. Just wanted to kind of do this as a what's changed on, kind of what's changed in the direction I'm taking the build for the Agony crawler. I'll do a more kind of in-depth one on exactly where this is looking, the build tree and all that. I'll post an updated build tree on the other video I make. So let's see what we have here. Combs. Alright, see what we get. Maybe we'll get a heart. Oof. Yeah, you can kind of see sometimes our zombies fall. Of course, we get a ring. Yeah. So our carrion and our zombie died, but that was pretty beefy. I have to drop flesh offering so I can raise my zombies. The other thing is I'm running one of the new Flask mods where the mana basically gives us our mana at the end of the potion. So it removes bleeding, but mana recover basically occurs instantly at the end of the flask. The nice thing is it basically makes this flask a permanent bleed remover. Now granted, we have stone skin which removes bleed, or bone armor I should say. Go ahead and do this. But I like having the added permanent bleed remove, because sometimes it's down, meaning our of course you gotta do that. And we're gonna run it anyways because we can drain our mana just about the cycle of this life flask. I'm gonna end up failing this because the extra life. The extra life. Oh, and that does not help. I knew better. Oh, yeah, great. Well, we tried. Might cut that out because that took a long time just to show failure. Alright. Trim this up some. We'll have to say. I'm just gonna cut some of the reset up. So you're gonna show the failure. Just Alright, so pretty much everything clean. The issue with that map is I messed up when it comes to that cassia. I moved where I shouldn't have been, trying to get my convocation to pull all the mobs to get rid of the shields. So that's the problem with that. But hey, outside of that, we did that clean. It was a piece of cake. Pretty straightforward. Good to go. So, like I said, I'll do another build that kind of goes really in depth on where we're at. Probably once I get the build wrapped out a little bit better. I'm still making a lot of tweaks, picking different nodes, reworking the tree some, those kinds of things. Just wanted to give up a, well, not really a quick update, but a change to what I did in the tree and stuff like that. Basically, the Agony crawler, swap it, save yourself some money before everybody starts going and buying the rings and getting a bit frustrated with the build. So just kind of wanted to show you where I've took the build. I think it cost me 10 regrets and I don't know, probably 20 chaos worth to switch it to this setup, which with the exception of the Casio with additional life, which always makes them hard. Pretty straightforward and easy to map on. That was a T15. I've done a Hydra. Hydra was super smooth as well. So just kind of ripping through as many maps as I can. Remember to like and subscribe and keep a lookout for the other in-depth video. Mainly the big change though is just swapping to mainlining the summon skeletons and going from there. Alright, thank you.